up here. And so I went with this just so that I could get the straightest possible geometry so that it wasn't at like a hard angle. My other green Airstar Mongoose, it is mounted on the side, and I had noticed that when I did it, I put the servo horn facing up, and I didn't like that because it was like at a hard angle like this right here, like going down like this. So what I did was, with that one that was mounted on the side, I put it on there like this, so that the movement put it more in line with the arm coming out for the carburetor control. So as much as possible, you do want your push rods to be as straight as possible, as linear as possible, because with the balls on there, if you have like a lot of side load on there, that's going to cause excessive wear on the ball links, and it could potentially put enough side load on there, enough pressure to pop that ball link off of the ball, and you don't want that. So as much as possible, you want your push rods to be installed linear and clean. So the other problem that I was running into, and I was also experimenting with the length of the push rods. So you can turn these in. So starting out, this is what your push rod looks like. It has threading on there, and basically you just get your ball link and you screw that on there, and you can get your caliper. And with the ones up here, I've researched it, these need to be 75 millimeters, but I could not find anything definitive for the length of the push rod for the throttle servo, and that became quite a bit of a challenge. So through painstaking experimentation, I mean that involved screwing them in, making them shorter, and then I experimented with some longer ones, and just trying to see, because there is a perfect geometry here with the length of the push rod. It can't be too long, it can't be too short, because with this on here, try to move the rotor blade out of the way so you can see that as clearly as possible. So with this butterfly valve, whatever this is called, up on top of the carburetor, it has limits. So this is all the way in, and so the length of the rod needs to be just right to get it there, and the geometry of where the servo horn is. So you want it to be nice, smooth, linear movements of your carburetor. So the other problem I was running into, you're not going to be able to see that on here, but the problem was at getting close to full throttle, you might be able to kind of see that down in there, how close that rod is getting. So the problem I was running into down there was the as the push rod was going, it was coming over the top and touching that plastic block that secured that, and it was enough that it was causing the rod to move up. So it was down next to it, and as it came, it popped up, and that's a problem. You don't want that. That's going to cause interference. It's going to cause binding on your servo, and you do not want binding on your servo. So I wasn't really for sure what to do on that. So I ultimately got out my Dremel and put it in some vice grips put it down here on the table, and I basically cut at an angle, rounded this off on here, and just enough. I didn't take off a whole lot, but I took off just enough to get that clearance. So now as that moves, it's no longer contacting that. There's just perfect amount of clearance. I'm going to cut this one off and start another video.